It's the 8th of February here, and I'm a little bored. The market is absolutely dead. So I'm going to step out and do a little bit higher level view here, just to kind of give us some perspective as to what we can expect looking out next 2 weeks. So SPY, we'll start with SPY, is that every time my momentum signal has peaked, there's been a sell back. So this one here just sold back to the VWAP and then took off again. But it's tradable, in terms of you want to trade ES or you want to sell some call spreads. And that's what I've been doing. I've been selling credit spreads every day this week and just letting the theta decay. The market's having an incredible difficult time moving up. It's taking all the efforts of short covering and vol smashing and yen selling just to keep bringing the market to even. And today, the oil market, the report was absolutely abysmal, but people stepped in. Probably, I would think oil interests have stepped in to keep the price from absolutely cratering. And so, you could figure out who those people are, and I think that lifted the market as well to flat. Right now we're up 0.09% on ES, with an hour to go, and so my expectation is we're going to sell back down, and we just been just pretty far above the VWAP the whole time. There's just no volume in this at all. It's just levitation, and at some point it's going to come down to test that VWAP and then test down below it. And this is a gap here, and there's also the yearly pivot. So probably it's going to take some sort of event, it looks like, to drive this market down, because there's no volume and central banks are just in there buying. And if you think about it, it's really nothing for them to buy, because they're getting a dividend yield and they're paying nothing for creating currency out of thin air. They don't care if their people are suffering in Japan because of the yen going up. The yen value dropping. And so same with the euro. They don't care about their people. Mercantilistic countries don't care about their people. They care about their businesses. And in this country, our businesses rely on our consumers. So it's just really interesting what's going to happen here. So I think it won't end well for anybody. It's just it's gonna snap back. And so, but it looks like it's gonna take an event, because if it's low volume, they could just keep buying. So anyway, that's SPY. And if we look at small cap, it keeps wanting to fall, but look at that range. It's done nothing for 2 months. Absolutely nothing. And, I'm looking for it, and I've been looking for it to sell down to VWAP, but it hasn't since the election. So, again, it's probably, and I've only traded the credit spreads on these once, but if it gets overbought again, I'll short it. I don't like selling put spreads, because you never know when the trap door is going to come down. At least for a credit spread, the call side is that you at least get an inkling that, hey, a ramp's coming, and you can bail out. There's very few times where it'll just gap up over your position, usually far enough out. You may lose a little money on the trade, but you're not going to get wiped out of your whole margin. So anyway, that's why I sell call spreads versus put spreads mostly. Remember, escalator up, elevator down. Now looking at oil, this is just an amazing chart. I don't go back far enough, but literally the price of oil is the same price it was last year at this time. It has gone nowhere, and I think it's being propped. So and the American producers are coming in hard. The OPEC countries are going to all cheat. They all need the revenue desperately, and I guarantee if nobody's buying at the prices they're posting on the futures market, only idiots are buying there. I guarantee Japan and China and Korea, and whoever else buys, country to country, they're not paying the rack rate for sure. And so I'm still expecting oil with the build today. I'm just the pressure's just going to be on it, and we're going to test the 40s as I've been saying, but this range has just been absolutely amazing, and so it needs to get on the other side of that VWAP so we can get a good hard sell off, and then it'll whack the market pretty good too, because it'll still short ES to protect their oil interests. It's kind of what happened in 2015. Looking at gold, I think gold finally hit some some resistance here. It's on the top of its VWAP channel. It's above VWAP. It's on to touch the top of its pivots too. So I'm not surprised. We got a little bit of a doji going on here. We may now consolidate and come back down a little bit, but maybe not. There's a lot of pressure on gold now to start climbing higher. So do not short gold unless you're pretty nimble, and and just hope that we get this thing oversold so we can all participate in it. But I'm not doing GLD, unless I do options on it. I'm more interested in the miners. You get a lot more beta and a lot lower cost point too, or price point, I should say. And GDX, I think it's overbought, but it's embedded, and it could fall down. There's no way it's going back to 22. It's not going to go down to VWAP. I think something has changed here, and I think they're not going to be able to get that yen down either, and so I think gold's going to keep pushing higher. I mean, the miners. And speaking of yen, as I've been saying, now it's climbed up over VWAP. Okay, they keep trying to use it to tactically short the market. I mean, support the market when people start shorting it, and but now I'm looking for it. The whole move from the election, I'm looking for the whole thing to retrace. So I've been in that camp from the beginning, as you guys have been following this every single day. Is that nothing's changed in my mind? They're going to have to get the yen up. What I'm really shocked is they're keeping the market up as the yen's rising. Gold and the miners have been the safety valve, but I'm really surprised that that SPY and ES haven't been taken down, because I think probably because they've been using the VIX as its mechanism. Every time this thing gets any kind of motion, they just keep selling it off, and look at that range on the VIX too. And today, I'm such an idiot. I just saw the weakness in the market, and I just didn't prepare myself mentally to take an XIV trade, and I missed an easy 2% move today. So it happens. You have to be mentally geared to trade it. And with the oil market, I was under the false assumption that big build will keep the pressure on, and that short attack. They used the VIX as its mechanism, so I missed some easy money. But just FYI, I think I'm just going to be prepared to get into it every day, and then just take my lumps on a day where it doesn't work versus, just handing somebody, money that could have been in my pocket. So let's see what else I want to show you. They're keeping the dream alive on biotech, and but it's definitely overbought. They may try to double top it here from the election, but make no mistake, I think once Trump gets his HHS person in there, and he gets the Attorney General in there, and he gets his EPA person in there, some of these companies have been enjoying some pretty fat margins in the Obama world are going to be targeted. This is the second time now Trump's been talking about these prices. And part of the Trump doctrine here is that he's in a no-lose situation with this. If he can't get drug prices down because he gets stymied, he's going to beat people over the head with it. And if he gets his way, people get lower drug prices. These biotech and these pharma companies are in deep weeds. And regardless if they're early stage or whatever, people aren't going to invest in biotech pharma to the same extent as they have if they think the margins aren't going to be, or the political environment's not going to be conducive to higher profits. So anyway, I'm still holding my BIS on this. I'm 30.85, and as of right now, I think we're 30.50 ish, 30.68. It's coming back again. So really, to me, it's Mox Nix. I'll wait it out and see if I can grab some profit and catch one of these as a trend move. So, and the last thing I want to show you is one that's been just been going back and forth like crazy. Is JJG, the grains. Corn's really getting a bid now. So I just kind of not been trading it. I want to break out of this range it's been in, and it looks like it's getting close. And if we get a couple days over 30 and we reset on the momentum, then I'll get back to trading it again, because then I think the range will go from 30 to 33 versus this 27.50 to 30 range it's been in, and we'll start getting a move. I think people are going to be shocked when they get into growing their crops this spring and summer with all this weather we're having. Is going to be it's going to be an eye opener, especially in Europe. I think the Europeans are going to just be shocked. They're already getting hit pretty hard with Spain. Basically, Spain's whole winter agricultural crop is gone, and Morocco gone, Tunisia gone. I mean, this is where they're growing their vegetables. I think Israel hasn't got hit too much, but I mean, they had record breaking cold in Dubai. And people have been living in Dubai for an awfully long time, so they have some long memories there and institutional memory. And I don't care what these knucklehead global warming people are saying. Something's changed, and it's cold, and so cold is an absence of heat. So it's going to be an interesting view on summer. We'll see how long winter and spring lasts. In California, we're going to get hammered again with weather. We've been pretty fortunate because most of our salad crops, well, up north their fields are pretty messed up, but down south, we're the winter belt, so it's going to be more interesting to see what happens to our prices when we come May, June, July in those fields, to see if the fields are too soggy or if the weather stays too cool to get that crop out of the ground. But I mean, that whole middle, what they call the salad bowl of California, you're talking from north of Paso Robles and south of San Jose, that belt in Monterey to Gilroy, that's where a lot of the rain's been happening. They're probably thankful that they're getting their water tables recharged, but if it gets too soggy and then weather stays too cool, it's going to affect the ability to put those crops in the ground and get those crops out of the ground. So be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, Bob from Trade Genius. I'll catch you tomorrow. And my speculation, the way these weeks work, is Monday down, Tuesday up. So we had Monday down, Tuesday flattish to a little down. Wednesday is usually flattish to a little up, and that's what we're getting. Thursdays are down, and then especially in the second week of the month, it's usually really down. So we'll see if that continues, and sometimes that down continues all the way into Friday around lunchtime, East Coast side, and then traders who are short the market will lift their shorts, and then you go into a positive week next week. So if it holds true, that's what I'm expecting the rest of the week, and if not, if they push this market up, I'm still, as you saw in my video from a week or two ago, it's I think there's one final hurrah here to 235 to 240, before the next Fed meeting. That's what they might be trying to go for. We'll see, but right now it's a tough slog for everybody. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later, and have a good one. Bye.